We're going to start today with the mayor of the village of Mount Kisco, J. Michael Cindrich. Mayor Cindrich is a good friend. It's been doing some great work up in the village of Mount Kisco, working through so many different challenges of things that are going on. There's about 12,000 residents in the village of Mount Kisco. And again, we have so many great things that are happening there. We just happen to be privileged to walk in the parade, and Mount Kisco Volunteer Firefighter and Parade just recently. And there's, again, so many things that are going on. Westchester County Police and Public Safety, with a contract with the village of Mount Kisco, work together on doing that. And there's certainly some other great things, but the mayor is going to come up and let us know about that. With that, let's turn over to the mayor of the village of Mount Kisco, Michael Cindrich.
Thank you. Well, I've worked with 1, 2, 3, 4 people in the room. Very proud of that, on our development improvement, downtown improvement grant. Our county legislature, Erica Pierce, commissioner. I don't know if you remember when you did the presentations at the Mount Kisco Elementary School. I think it was Terrence Murphy was our senator for our Women of Distinction. And of course, Commissioner Orth, who we work closely with on mental health issues. And we actually house the mobile crisis response team for the entire northeast Westchester County region. Anyway, I'm just going to speak a little bit about our economy. We are transitioning from a very vibrant retail that is struggling, and we're transitioning to a lot of service. But we're really transitioning, if you look at the entire picture, not just the downtown. We have a extremely professional hospital. It's affiliated with Northwell, Northern Westchester Hospital, and they continue to grow. They're busting at the seams, but they're doing very, very well in providing services to our community and all of the northeast region of Westchester County. They're working to become a trauma center. Right now they are a teaching hospital. And Mount Kisco is, in my opinion, a health and wellness community. And why I say that, we are anchored by the hospital. We're anchored by such facilities as the sawmill clubs and a lot of smaller therapy groups and physical training studios. Optum, which is not a great name for a medical, I think everybody can agree, they confuse it with Optimum, but it is a world-class medical group. They just completed, and I'm not going to use state-of-the-art, I'm going to use world-class or a New York City caliber of medical treatment. They just completed a cardiac care center that is extraordinary. It's the whole floor of one of our buildings in the region. And why I'm bringing that up is during my tenure, the last go-around as mayor, with the hospital, we expanded the services we provide. We had a grant from a very affluent family, $25 million we put into the emergency room. We did the Cancer Research Center. It opened. We did hospital suites. We did a parking structure that's way too small, and it should have gone up at least 2 more stories. I can't take credit for the catheterization lab, but I did work very closely with them. Now they just brought in a child adolescent behavior center that's off campus, and it's going to provide a need for not only for the village of Mount Kisco, but for the area, the entire area, going all the way from the Hudson River to some school districts over to, we're hoping to bring Lewisboro on. I don't know if they're with us yet. One thing we're working on, and we continue to work on, like I said, we house the mobile crisis response team, and we're working to join and make sure that the police department is working with the mobile crisis response team in identifying mental illness. And we've also, the last meeting we had, we brought the hospital in to talk about some of their challenges, because it doesn't work. It absolutely doesn't work when the police officer goes to a call with somebody in crisis and we just call the ambulance, they take them to the emergency room. If they're in crisis because of alcohol or another issue, the emergency room releases them, and we end up not making any headway. So we're trying to do the follow-ups with mobile crisis, and I think that's going to continue to work for us. Let me just talk for a couple minutes on what's coming up in the village. This year we're celebrating, as the county executive referred to, our sesquicentennial. We had a major parade in the village celebrating our 150th anniversary from incorporation, and it was a successful event. Our county legislator helped us with some grant money. The village had donated a small fortune in activities to fund those activities, but it's continuing. It's continuing into the September and October. Obviously, the next event we're going to have is the 24th memorial service for the 9/11 tragedy. Then we will be celebrating with the Chamber of Commerce, who puts a lot of effort into their project, which is this September Fest. It'll be on the 12th, 13th, and 14th of September, starting on a Friday night and ending up with a 5K race sponsored by the fire department on Sunday the 14th. After that, we'll be celebrating Hispanic Heritage Day, presented by Trustee Angie Guerrera, who puts in a lot of work on this effort. It'll be on the area in front of Village Hall, right on Main Street. And then we'll be celebrating Columbus Day, the San Gennaro Festival at Locality Restaurant near Kirby Plaza. And again, these are all events that are important to the village and the greater Mount Kisco area. I'll give you a short story before I fold. When I was mayor the last time, there was a guy named Billy Baldwin who lived in the town of Bedford. You may know the Baldwin families. They're characters. But Billy used to call me and complain about this and complain about that. I would say to Billy, I'm not your mayor. And he would say to me, Mike, Bedford doesn't have a mayor, so you're my mayor. So thank you for listening.
All right, Mayor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
That was Mayor Mike Cindrich up in the village of Mount Kisco, and certainly 150 years as an incorporated village is something that was really important. So having the opportunity with the Historical Society to show different things and be able to, again, connect it to Westchester history. People recognize that Westchester County was formulated in 1683, the village of Mount Kisco 150 years ago. And certainly with the combination of all the events that are coming up, and whether that is September Fest, the 12th, 13th, and 14th, and so other activities that are going on. I think there's still one more music festival, if I check that out properly. And certainly they just came off of National Night Out with everyone that was out there, and it's always fun. They'll have like cops and cones and coffee with a cop and those kind of things that are happening in the village. Does some great work. Continuing to make sure to connect with our community mental health and with Project Alliance and working with the village and trying to do different things. And certainly our legislator there, Erica Lang-Pierce, and the team, we continue to make sure we're doing everything to be able to support the village of Mount Kisco. They have a great downtown area. Make sure to come by. I know that there's a car show coming up soon that was maybe not the village's direct responsibility, but the Chamber of Commerce. Have a great Chamber of Commerce, some great music that's happening in a couple of the new places that Sherry and I were up with the mayor to be able to visit in the village of Mount Kisco. So thank you so much, Mayor. And again, one of the great villages in Westchester County, one of our 45 different municipalities, and there's some always great things happening there. I thought I saw 914, that there's a 914 collective, and they actually stopped at a place in Mount Kisco, but I can't remember which one it was. I thought it was a coffee shop, right, that they call it. Yeah. Mimi's probably. Yeah, so Mimi's Coffee Shop.